You're doing well, but how can you do even better? Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable and this is my podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, where I take one issue, usually from the world of publishing, and explain it in a few minutes. Every once in a while I get a call from a publisher asking me how they can improve their business. I'm first and foremost an operations tech sort of a guy, but I do have some insights on growth and business development. So to help a publisher figure out where they can grow, the first thing you need to do is find out what you're doing, good and bad, what you're doing and what you're not doing. And that calls for a checklist or an audit. So I've created one. The first step in this audit is to identify your core strengths and your revenue models. So for example, what do you do well? Is there something you're doing very well that you're not currently monetizing? Who do you serve? Is there an opportunity to expand your current offering to a new market or to dig deeper into your current market? And then what's your unique selling proposition? What sets you apart from everybody else? Along with that, you need to get kind of like a pie of your revenue. What percentage comes from each area? How much comes from online sales of products? How much comes from events? How much comes from print ad revenue? Make sure you know the basic percentages so that when you look at different ideas, you can say, well, yeah, we can improve that, but it's only 2% of our business. You need to have some context. Now, after you do that, the second step is to make sure you've covered the basics. Here's where you look for obvious holes or easy wins in your current operations. Now, there probably won't be any because you're smart, but it's worth a check. Be very honest in how you answer these questions. It's so easy to say, oh, sure, we do that. But do you really do it? Do you do it as well as you should? Do you do it as well as your competitors? So here are some examples for that part of the checklist. Are you delivering content the way your market wants to consume content? How do you know? What have you tested? How are you collecting emails and how are you using them? How do you monetize your e-newsletters? Have you explored obvious ancillary business opportunities like an online store? What other revenue streams have you considered or tried? Are you big enough to make money from a podcast? Have you tried online advertising? What are or were the results? Is your purchase process easy? I'm not going to list them all. You can read the article. I have the full list. But you need to go through a basic checklist like that to see if there's anything obviously missing. Now, in reviewing the list of basics, did any constraints or blockers come to mind? If so, that's ideal. Rank those constraints in terms of their potential effect on your overall revenue. If any of them look like they're substantial, that's a good place to start without having to go into the detailed review. So that's step 3, a more detailed review. If there are no obvious faults, no clear gotchas, then you need to do a more in-depth review, and that may require an all-hands meeting. Here's my big picture outline for such a review, and this would be a difficult process. You would have to get your whole senior staff together to do this. So you have your market and customer analysis. You have product positioning and competitive analysis. You have your content strategy, your audience strategy, external factors affecting your business, monetization strategies. I have a list, and you can read the whole list in the article version, which I'll post below. And I'm just giving you the outline of what that audit would look like. Every one of the areas here would have to be expanded considerably. For example, market customer analysis would include things like, can you define who you're trying to reach? What do your customers need? What do they want? When you think of your customers, do you have a few of them in mind? Have you created customer personas? In other words, every one of those areas you can dig down much further to get more deeply into the weeds. Now, an audit like this could form an outline for a management retreat, and that would be a very useful thing to do. If you need help doing something like that, I've done those sorts of things before. I enjoy it, and I could help you with that if that would help you in any way. But you can also do it yourself. So take a look at my publisher's self-audit, look over the list, and see if it sparks any ideas. See if you notice anything that could help you improve your business. And if you need help, give me a call. I'd love to help you out with it. Thanks so much.